ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, man. The NBA trade deadline, it's getting ramped up with a trade between the Portland Trail Blazers and the Los Angeles Clippers. I've got a lot to say about this. I actually made a Clippers video yesterday, but I love this trade. I think this is an absolutely perfect trade, particularly for the Los Angeles Clippers. Here's a trade. The Clippers are trading Eric Bledsoe, Justice Winslow, Keon Johnson, and a future second-round pick to the Blazers for Norman Powell and Robert Covington. So it seems almost as if Portland is just gonna rebuild. Like maybe they're not gonna rebuild, but they're definitely clearing house and maybe going from there. That Gary Trent, Norman Powell trade is looking terrible right now for Portland. They're kind of in shambles right now. I don't really know what their future is looking like. Keon Johnson, hell of a basketball player, a lot of potential there, a lot of athletic potential there. So from that standpoint, I think it's really good for Portland. Real quick though, if you guys enjoy this video, hit the like button, hit that sub button. We are 6 subs away from 10,000. So if you guys are new here, you want daily NBA content at least a couple times a day, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Now, from the Clippers standpoint, you're getting Norman Powell and Robert Covington, and I absolutely love this trade. Now, Robert Covington at this point in his career is more of like a specialized guy. You know, he's there for defense. He'll make a couple open threes. He'll get you steals. He'll get you some blocks. You know, he'll make the right pass here and there. He'll grab you some rebounds. Nothing too crazy with Robert Covington, but you are getting rid of Eric Bledsoe and Justice Winslow, who do provide the Clippers a lot of value. Like, that's a reason. Those two players are a big reason as far as why the Clippers are such a deep team that I don't think we've really kind of gotten to fully experience with the injury, mainly to Kawhi Leonard, but also most recently with Paul George. Now, Norman Powell going to the Clippers is a phenomenal move. It is a phenomenal move, and I would imagine the Clippers are not done yet. In my Clippers video yesterday, I mentioned whether or not Paul George and Kawhi Leonard come back this season, the Clippers need to get going, and they need to get going right now. Like, they need to be buyers at the deadline because, first off, your core players, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, they're getting older, man. You know, they're in their 30s, they're getting older. You need to maximize their prime, and you need to put the proper pieces around them. I love Keon Johnson. I love Brandon Boston Jr. as well. But both of those two players are not really going to help the Clippers win a title in the next year or two. Or maybe they can, maybe like a THT, but you're going to get a lot more value. You're going to really just get the most maximize the prime of Paul George and Kawhi Leonard if you unload those two players. Now, obviously, Keon Johnson was the only younger player involved in this trade. And like I said, I think it's absolutely perfect. I love it, man. You know, this is a trade where the Clippers, you know, as much as Keon Johnson is such an intriguing prospect, such an intriguing rookie, getting back a player like Norman Powell, who's going to be with you for a little bit, and then getting back a guy like Robert Covington, who, if Kawhi Leonard, or if Paul George comes back, if and when Paul George comes back, he's going to help them out a lot. And then you're hoping that the team you've assembled so far is going to get you into the playoffs or put you in a good spot, to be in the playoffs. And then hopefully the anticipation is when Kawhi Leonard comes back, hopefully before playoff time, the Clippers are going to be good and ready to go. Because a guy like Kawhi Leonard, you need reps. But a guy like, such a legacy player, Kawhi Leonard, one of the best in the biz, he can fit almost seamlessly with anybody in the NBA. That's just how these guys are. They're superstars for a reason. They can play with a lot of different players. And you're getting some three-point shooting, man. Norman Powell, three-point. You're getting some defense with both of them. I love this trade a lot. I give it for the Clippers. You know, unfortunately, you do have to unload Keon Johnson. Only a second-round draft pick. What year is that? 2025 second-round pick from the Detroit Pistons. So, honestly, from the Clippers, I'm going to give them an A. From the Blazers, such a difficult position. I'll probably give them a B. I think I'll give them a B. You at least got something for Norman Powell. Losing Gary Trent Jr., it's 2 years from, it's already not looking great, but 2 years from now, I would imagine it's going to look like a really bad move. Gary Trent Jr. is a dog, and he might be a future star in this NBA league. So that's it for today, guys. Go ahead, drop some trade grades down below. Hit the like button, hit that sub button, and as always, I got you with the NBA trade deadline news and rumors.